No, it is the one up there. Can I reach that from here still? Or do I need to take another path? I can actually climb this. Yep, this is fine. It has to be this one. Come on, Geralt. Climb. I know the armor is heavy, but we got this. That's it. Yep, it has to be this one. There we go.
Must be where Moreau had his lab.
Okay, unless these statues are gonna come alive, I'm gonna doubt that something is going to attack me inside of here. Because that... Although there are panther statues. If something will attack me in here, there will be too great of a risk of it actually damaging whatever is in here. We have got a megascope. We have got a journal. I see a possible wall that we can break through. I hear mice. That's something. Let's see, what have we got over here? I can't exactly interact with it just yet.
Crystals. Should mount them in the megascope. Missing 2 crystals.
Alright, means we got something to look for. And in the meantime, what were you working on? I will take that.
Guessing this man didn't come here willingly.
By the fact that he looks to be bound? Or in a very compromised position? Yeah, also thinking as such. It's an Iron Maiden. What the hell are you?
Intriguing as machinery goes, but how do I start it up?
Do we want to know how to start it up? Maybe we do. By the way, I'm finding the megascope crystal, so that's something. What have we got here? Not something I can read. Alright, well in that case, I will take what's inside of here. And let's just start at the beginning. Let's take a greater green mutagen and read Dr. Moreau's notes. The so-called giant centipedes, or my only comfort in exile. What? This is the second time I'm hearing about giant centipedes and I'm not liking it. Dearly have I paid for my wrongs, being exiled from the beautiful deserts and steppes of Ophir to this hideous green country. What do you mean hideous and green? It's lovely! Where all the scents and flavors are so intense they make me sick. Fills my heart with sorrow and regret. My only comfort seems to be a small colony of scolopendros, or more scientifically speaking, scolopendromorphs. They are referred to as giant centipedes living in the vicinity of my hut. These wonderful creatures, the sight of which reminds me of home, have most likely chosen this area to settle in because of the presence of shale mars, whose droppings constitute the food of smaller animals, which in turn are consumed by scolopendros. Sometimes I sneak up on them when they are feeding and admire their hooked limbs, mandibles, so sturdy they seem made of iron, and chitinous thoraces shiny enough to let one to gaze upon one's reflection. Fun times! Giant centipedes not liking the sound of that. What the bloody hell do we know about them? Definitely insectoid, giant centipedes, looking gross. Among the fascinating flora and fauna of the Duchy of Toussaint, one also encounters creatures of the decidedly unpleasant sort, such as giant centipedes. Not only do these beasts look hideous to the eye, they can also do colossal damage to the flesh as well. I decidedly advise against them. A visit to Toussaint, one of the many guides offered by Pedrin Safles. Giant centipedes are enormous insect-like monsters which can be found in many places in the world, but are particularly common in the lands, or more precisely under the lands, of Toussaint. There they often dwell in close community with shale mars, for a sort of monstrous symbiosis has developed between them. Giant centipedes feed on the small creatures which eat shale mar dung. Nice. Hard chitinous armor covers nearly the entire body of a giant centipede. Sticking out from under this carapace are rows of hooked limbs. Giant centipedes are also able to burrow into the ground with shocking speed, only to then appear back on the surface in another place. Once they select a target, they will circle it determinedly, trying to get close enough to deliver a blow. They attack primarily with their powerful mandibles, but they also possess glands allowing them to spew acid. Fun times. The greatest obstacle when fighting giant centipedes is their thick armor, which deflects most blows not only from weapons but also from magical means, such as those dealt by simple spells or witcher signs. When attacked with a weapon, they will often parry the strike, then quickly reply with their own forceful counter. Thus, the best method of fighting them is to catch them in an Eden trap, keeping them from protecting themselves with their armor or burrowing into the ground. I am definitely gonna spam Eden all over them. Yikes. Alright. Well, at least we're learning more and more as to what we might be dealing with as we rummage around this place. What have we got over here?
Quite the library. Mostly tomes on mutations and genetics.
Witcher mutations and introduction to research. Alright. What did you figure out in your time, Mr. Moreau? Before embarking on any consideration of the mutations undergone by witches, let alone researching them, one should be aware of the specific physiology and biochemistry of these individuals. The transformations they experience during the trial of the grasses, which are widely considered to be irreversible, cause witches to become infertile, while significantly increasing their physical strength and sharpening their senses. The process also deprives witches of emotion and human reflexes. Although information about the trial of the grasses and other transformations to which young adepts of the witchcraft are subjected is strictly protected by master witches and witches sorcerers, Ludovic Celestine of Bernard claims the albumen of grey scolopendromorphs, the strain of giant centipedes more commonly known as pale widows, constituted the basis of witcher mutagens. However, all research confirming this theory has been lost. Well, seems like you were in good company then with your giant centipedes. But I'm not liking the sounds that I'm hearing. So we at least got a megascope. 3 were missing. Let's just put those down.
This crystal must go here. All crystals in place. Show me what you got.
Will this be able to work?
Just need to pick an entry.
Let's start with the first, of course. Learn what Moreau has recorded for himself.
The 18th of Yule, year 1102. Today I begin my great life's endeavor, one greater and more significant than any I have thus far undertaken, for it relates to me personally, to myself and my son. When 15 years passed, a beast of the forest assaulted me. A witcher came to my aid, saved my life. I could not know that for said salvation, I would in the end pay by relinquishing any say as to my own son's fate. Had I the skill to turn back time, I would have done so, and perished rather than surrender to the Witchers my only son. But as it was, on the day when Jerome was taken, I swore an oath on my honor that I would recover my son. Today, following years of research and preparation, I have at last devised a device that allows me to study mutations. If the gods in their goodness grant me but a bit of favor, I shall find a way to reverse said mutations and restore Jerome to a normal life.
Reversing the mutations?
So, Professor wasn't out to enhance Witcher mutations, wanted to reverse them. Wonder if he managed, and if there's anything in it for me.
I'm not sure if there's anything in it for us in that case, because if we were to reverse the mutations while we still have to fight the Beast of Beauclair, we would die a normal human. By the way, second entry, how far did your research go?
Observation 22. Despite applying a surfeit of toxic substances, significantly more than usual, the subject displayed no symptoms of overdosing. I believe this to be an effect of the mutations. Thus, a minor success. This mutation should allow Jerome better to tolerate toxicity.
Making very slow steps forward.
Observation number 30. The mutations do not set in at once. Curiously, they do not develop over a span of time. Rather, for a mutation to progress towards completion, the appropriate mutagen must be applied continuously. The subject does not bear this well, but I found a way to make the mutations less taxing, invasive. To the mutagen base, I add the albumin of a mutated giant centipede egg. Stored in a glass terrarium, the eggs do not develop, remain small. The eggs themselves are a sight to behold. Mutated, they are luminescent, emitting a wondrous glow. I can only hope my addition of the albumin will produce no significant side effects. Time will tell.
Please don't tell me some of those eggs got loose. We're for sure gonna be in trouble once we explore these breakable walls, but yeah, for the time being, fourth entry.
Observation 58. Sometimes failure is the catalyst for success. I've discovered a method by which one type of mutagen may be transmuted into another through the addition of certain ingredients. This is a great day for science. In addition, I observed that today's dose of mutagens brought the subject to the brink of death. He then suddenly awoke, revived, his strength renewed. Not wholly, of course, but he did in a sense come back from the edge of death. Whether this is attributable to his mutations or to pure coincidence cannot be ascertained. I must conduct further experiments.
Which only leaves one more crystal. Where did this journey take you, Moreau? Did you survive? Did you manage your goal in the end?
Years of experiments, research, sacrifice, all for naught. I have failed to achieve my defined objective. Each mutation I applied to my subjects proved ineffective when applied to Jerome. What I meant to cure him of his witcherism, that which I meant to restore to him a normal life, only deepened his mutations, further augmented his speed and strength, rendered him yet more inhuman. It seems my son must remain a witcher forever. I have failed. The time has come to abandon this place. Return home to Lydia. She may yet deign to take me back.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Contraption and mutagens I leave here. Let them wither and crumble, as did my dreams of regaining my son.
Whew. That's painful for him.
So the professor wanted to reverse the mutation's effects. Ended up deepening them. Stroke of luck for me. Could profit from his failure.
Maybe. At the same time, it's also bloody risky, but I'd say let's summarize.
So, Professor tried to neutralize the effects of witcher mutations. Only managed to enhance them, though. Used the albumins of giant centipede eggs as his mutagen base. Need to go on an egg hunt.
Yay, fun times. Exactly what I wanted for my birthday. Messing around with giant centipedes. But if the result is possible stronger witcher enhancements, even though I don't like the idea of this Iron Maiden type construction, I am at least curious as to where this will lead us. So, that brings me to... oh. It's a staircase. You can't slide off of a staircase. I did it again. I shouldn't be. Alright, let me take the parchment flask and the inkwell. Thank you very much. Let's see what else we still have remaining here in this laboratory. Lots of good stuff. More dye remover. I'm really curious about that dye. What's more important, the Witcher mutations possibly being stronger or having fancy armor dye? Both sound brilliant. Okay, and ooh, what have we got over here?
Preserved organs. Hope their donors weren't forced to give them up.
If you're trying to save your son, I have a feeling that he might have been willing to do anything. Either way. Hello, my friends. Are you a way for me to return? You might be a way for me to return back to the surface. Although, before I take that, what the bloody hell am I hearing? It's not the giant centipedes for sure. That might be my way back, but I'm not sure if that's a one-way trip or not. So, while I'm still here, I have you, and there was another path, a breakable wall up above. Although not something I can break from this side. I think we have got a one-way trip through. Let's get our insectoid oil ready, just in case, because you for sure know that we will be dealing with these beasts. Let's get our Quen ready, and keep Eden ready as well. Ugh. Okay. Definitely already not a fan of this place. Definitely already not a fan of this place.
Mom's awake and she's not in a good mood.
Definitely not. Okay, how about... There we go. Haha. You, Miss Pale Widow, stay trapped right in my Eden trap. You... No, okay. You don't stand a chance to escape. Oh, there's multiple of you. Definitely multiple. Okay. Can one of you try and burrow right over here? And you... I have got my Eden trap ready. Come on. That's it, that's it, that's it. That's exactly... Okay. Attack from the front. Attack from the front. That's where you're weakest. That's it. One Pale Widow down. One more to go. Come on. I know you want to try and bite my face off. That's it. That's it. Exactly where we like to have you. You'll be a widow no longer. Okay. No to spitting in my face. Luckily that's not poisonous. That's it. That's it. Goodbye, Pale Widow. You gross beast. Yeah.
Sorry. Need your eggs.
Yeah, very sorry. It's curiosity. And no eggs here though, so we'll have to look further. But definitely lots of proper monster bits. Let's see what we know about these Pale Widows. Never have I seen such a creature. It was like a giant centipede, but white. Utterly white. Account of Dr. Vittorius de la Vega after the first encounter with a Pale Widow. This rare variety of giant centipede dwells in underground layers and owes its name to its unusual pale white coloring. Like the more common giant centipede, its body is covered in hard, chitinous armor, with numerous hooked limbs sticking out from underneath. Some scholars raise these creatures in laboratory conditions for the properties of their abdomen, which makes an excellent base for the brewing of mutagenic potions. Well, that's very nice and all, but of course, they can't stand against the might of a Witcher. Which now begs the question, where do we go? Because there is definitely multiple of these things still around. Some still protecting their eggs. Surely. Where are you? I'm over here. Come on. Come on. No. Right here. Right here. Right here. Okay. What? Ooh. I'm not sure how I managed to avoid that, but I'll take it. Yikes. Okay. Are you still... Okay. Ow, 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 ow. That's a little bit... too much, my friends. Definitely too much for me. Come on, come on. Quick and steady, quick and steady. Keep going up, keep going up. And then make sure that you don't stand a chance. Where are you? Yes, that's it. Exactly. In my Eden trap, where I like you to be. Goodbye, my friends. Ugh. And I think we have found the mother load. Don't mind me. Just taking your bits. And taking some of these mutated giant centipede albumin. Lovely stuff. I'll take all of them so that they won't grow further outside of my control. Because really, if these things start burrowing inside of the laboratory, that is gonna be a fun time. Anyway, I think that's the last one of them. Which means, although I'm still hearing some stuff, time for us to see what we can do in regards to this research. As unlikely as it sounds, Geralt found the entrance to Professor Moreau's laboratory in the sunken elven ruins of Dol Neefd. Things seemed to be getting more and more interesting, so the Witcher did not hesitate to plunge onwards. His path was riddled with traps and other such obstacles, but our brave hero had much experience in running even more difficult gauntlets. Tired in both mind and spirit from his efforts, in the end he made it to Professor Moreau's lab. At which point in time we're now inserting mutated giant centipede albumin in the contraption to start the machinery, which really sounds like a brilliant idea, doesn't it? I really am not sure if this is exactly the thing we would like to do, but if this kills me, we can blame Yennefer. Okay, this definitely be looking rather spooky. But I trust in your work, Professor Moreau. You had success in strengthening the mutations. I am so gonna use Quen to try and protect me, even though that won't work. Let's go in and hope for the best.
No point going machinery goes. Full gear. And how do I start to drop my armor, leave my weapons?
Okay, multiple thoughts going on at the same time.
No point going in wearing full gear. Gotta drop my armor, leave my weapons.
Can I place those somewhere, maybe? Nah, fine. Get undressed and activate Moreau's contraption. Yikes. Well, honestly, let's hope for the best. Alright, everything unequipped. Let's do this.
Professor's mutagens might work on me as they did on his son. Well, time to find out.
How badly is this going to hurt? It's gonna hurt, isn't it? We're still alive, that's already a plus. High on toxicity, but I think we're good. You've unlocked the mutation system. Mutations let you gain new capabilities, increasing your advantage over normal men and giving you an added edge in killing monsters. I like that. Learn more, open the character panel. Alright. I'm sorry, what? Mutations. Proceed to open mutation panel. I'm seeing extra slots available. Number of research mutations necessary to unlock 4, 2, 8, 12. I like where this is going. Mutation research. To use mutations, first you must research them. To do this, choose one of the available mutations. For mutation research to finish successfully, you must devote the required number of ability points and mutagens to it. Alright, which... I have a use for all the ability points I've been saving up. I had no reason to use them because I had all the abilities I wanted. Oh, that's amazing! Okay, for mutations to finish successfully, you must devote the required number of ability points and mutagens to it. Which explains why we have the recipes to change them around. Nice. Okay, and after that, choose one of the advanced mutations. Okay, can I just... Metamorphosis. Applying critical effects to opponents activates a random decoction for 2 minutes with no toxicity cost. The maximum number of decoctions that can be activated simultaneously by the mutation is 3, which senses help you see better in the dark places. That's nice! I like the sound of that. Required mutations. To develop advanced mutations, you must first develop other, more basic ones. Information about this can be found in the mutation's description. Alright, so this one would need cat eyes, which would bring me to cat eyes. Crossbow damage is now increased from 0 to 0, so it depends on the crossbow used. And crossbow critical hit chance is increased by 50%. Crossbow bolts pierce and knock down or stun opponents. And opponents struck when they have full vitality lose 15% of vitality. Okay, that's decent, I'd say. Crossbow bolts pierce and knock down or stun opponents. Not that great, but the metamorphosis sounds brilliant as of right now. But for example, this one would require Bloodbath and Euphoria. This would be Bloodbath. Each fatal blow dealt by a sword dismembers the enemy or activates a finisher. Each blow dealt by a weapon in melee combat increases attack power by 5% until combat ends, to a maximum of 200. Wow! Okay, that's powerful stuff. The bonus is lost if you take damage, not including damage from toxicity. I am known to take a lot of damage though, so this one requiring deadly counter, not that useful. Sword attacks deal 25% more damage to human opponents, immune to counterattacks and monsters. In all other cases, if the attack's vitality is less than 25%, a counterattack immediately triggers a finisher. Yikes. That is really rather powerful. But assuming... Oh, we definitely have to start this one then, right? No. Strengthen synapses. Improve by researching mutations. Each stage unlocks an additional ability slot. Nice. Okay, Toxic Blood. Each time you are injured in melee combat, the attacking opponent receives damage in the amount of 1.5% of damage dealt for every point of your toxicity level. I don't really work a lot with toxicity because I keep forgetting to use my potions most of the time, but this one will be used in order to get Euphoria. Each point in toxicity increases damage dealt by swords and sign intensity. Wow. That's very nice. And this this Euphoria is required for this one. I can only activate one of these at a time, I'm guessing. Mutated Skin. Each adrenaline point decreases damage received by 15%. That's not that great. Right now, I'm really liking this end one over here of Metamorphosis, which would mean magic sensibilities. Science can deal critical hits. Okay, and their critical hit chance and damage increase with the sign intensity. Currently 41% chance to deal an additional 207% damage. Wow. Opponents killed by critical hits from signs explode. Bloody hell. A Piercing Cold. When the art sign is cast, it additionally has a 25% chance of freezing opponents. Opponents knocked down and frozen simultaneously die immediately. Opponents who are not frozen are dealt an additional 3,108 damage. I'm not sure if that's a lot, but that sounds like a lot. And that would lead me to Conductors of Magic. When drawn, Magic, Unique, and Witcher Swords increase sign damage dealt by 50% of their own damage dealt. That's nice. But, okay, allows the use of Combat and Science. This one is Combat Science Alchemy. Is that a case of, if we have this, it's related to the extra slots that become available, possibly? But if you only take this one, you can only insert the green ability slots inside of them? Perhaps? Okay, Adrenaline Rush. At the start of combat, sword attack power and sign intensity increase for 30 seconds by 30% for each foe after the first. So when fighting 11 foes, the bonus is 300%. Once it wears off, sword attack power and sign intensity drop by 10% for each participating foe after the first. Modifier cannot exceed 70%. That's not that great, because in the end, if a fight lasts a long period of time, which it does in my case, I would end up being quite weak in the end. But that would lead me to second life. When vitality reaches 0, you become temporarily invulnerable and regenerate 100% vitality. This effect can only be triggered once every 3 minutes. Very nice if you die a lot, which I do, but... Out of all of these, I like this one a lot. Also, the fact that Witcher Sense helps you see better in dark places means I might have to not get out my torch all the time, perhaps? But... Okay, let's say we start with 1. Each time you are injured in melee combat, the attacking opponent receives damage in the amount of 1.5%. Assuming I want to go for this metamorphosis in the end, I would have to take this path, and I'm thinking, yeah, sword attacks deal 25% more damage to human opponents, immune to counterattacks, and monsters. So definitely the big axe-wearing people, who I can't counterattack, and more damage against monsters is also useful. So in all other cases, if the attack's fatality is less than 25%, the counterattack immediately triggers a finisher. I'm liking that. I think I will research this one while we're at it. So, deadly counter, research. A mutation has been researched. Press Enter to activate it. So, activate mutation. Only one mutation can be activated at a given time. That one I figured. And the Strength and Synapses mutation improves automatically when you develop other mutations. As it does, it unlocks additional ability slots. Very nice. But, oh, you will have to combine that, because now I have 13 ability points remaining. Let's calculate. If I were to try and... Oh, I can't even look at that just yet. I know I need 2 ability points for this. I would need 3. Okay, so 2, 3, 4, possibly 5. How much would that thus from now need? Assuming it is 2, 3, 4, 5, I would be around 17 ability points required. I'm still going to gain a few levels, but that would also mean I would have to forego the extra ability slots that I would now gain. So if I were to press escape, return to the character panel, yeah. To see what mutation is currently active, open the mutation panel or the character panel. Brilliant. The Strength and Synapse mutation improves automatically when you develop other mutations, and as it does, it unlocks additional ability slots. Brilliant. But 12 mutations research, that means all of them, right? No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, that's all of them. That's not gonna happen. But very interesting nonetheless. And this does mean, yeah, if I have one of these unlocked, I can put one of my combat abilities inside of them. Interesting. I was happy with the stuff that I had going on right now, even though I had to forego the ability of having Fire Stream, but I never ended up leveling that up further, because I liked the way it was currently. And sure, I had to miss out on Resolve, because I wanted to have the strong back available to me at all times, but certainly interesting. Really interesting. That really opens up a whole lot of stuff. This one would require 3 red mutagens, this one would require 2, so that one too increases. So red and green is what I would be going for in that case. Assuming that Metamorphosis is going to be out of our current reach, for sure. Because we would need a whole lot more ability points available to us. Something like Euphoria, if I follow this path, might be a really good intermediary thing to take. Sure, each point in toxicity increases damage dealt by swords and sign intensity. That is right up my alley in this case. Sure, I would have to drink a whole lot more potions, but I might be able to adapt to that. But I would need greater green mutagens and slowly getting greater red mutagens. Let me take a real quick look if I were to go over here. Green and red. Let's see what we can normally create, because I've been saving these up for God knows what reason, to sell them maybe in the future just to see how many would end up, but I'm so happy that I never sold them now, because this is just brilliant. I do have a very limited amount of red mutagens by the look of things though. That for sure is perhaps a little bit on the problematic side of things. Can't really get an awful lot of those. And likewise, if I want to change stuff around, I would need Rubido, which means a lot of white gold, and winter cherry. No idea where to get that. Same goes for all the way over here. I would need blue lotus flowers and Nazeri basil. That's all really expensive stuff to change this around. Maybe it's worth it, but unsure. Either way, with that, I am definitely gonna try and see how many greater mutagens I can create in the end. Which, right now, definitely is not a lot for red. Alright, crafted a little bit more here and there. We have got 7 of the greater green mutagens right now. Definitely want to improve in this part as well. This is gonna take green as well. It's gonna be bloody expensive, but... Okay, assuming want to go for Euphoria for now. For now, Toxic Blood. Each time you are injured in melee combat, the attacking opponent receives damage in the amount of 1.5% of damage dealt for every point of your toxicity level. Awesome. We will research that. There we go. That means this one, Strengthened Synapses, has been improved. Now, we can do you. Definitely gonna go with Euphoria for now. Each point in toxicity increases damage dealt by swords and psi intensity by 0.75, up to a maximum of 190.5. Yes. So if we then have this active, where does this then take me? If we go to the character panel. Okay, maybe not yet. I will put 3 ability points inside of Bloodbath as well, because I want to know what's required for Cat Eyes. So, there we go. I would need greater red and greater green. And you require 5. Ooh, that is expensive. Then I don't even know how many I would need for Metamorphosis. But Euphoria for now, which only allows me... Oh, I can have 2 right now. Yeah, extra slots. Thanks to the Strengthened Synapses mutation, you have an extra ability slot at your disposal. Lovely! The color of the ability you activate in the extra slot must match the color of the active mutagen, which right now means only green, and the others allow for a mixture. Advanced mutations, distinguished by the yellow color, require multiple types of mutagens that allow you to use any ability from the combat designer or alchemy groups. And I can't add rage management to them? No, I can't. So if I were to lose out on the extra 300 vitality, like this, by just getting rid of this one for now, and I would say, okay, acquired tolerances goes right over here. Then I can fill this one up with, for example, Firestream again, or go for Resolve. Huh. Definitely interesting. Really interesting. I'm liking this. And I still have got slots available, so if I were to insert points into either of these, I would be able to make use of that as well. Heightened tolerance. Increase potion overdose threshold from 75% to 80. I'm going to need so many more ability points at this rate. This has opened up so much right now. God. Yeah, Professor Moreau? Honestly? However creepy this whole situation of your research is, I gotta say, bloody hell, it is useful. Searching Professor Moreau's lab gave Geralt a somewhat expanded view of the professor's past and his research. It seemed Moreau's goal had not been to discover how to strengthen the Witcher mutations, but just the opposite, how to reverse them, so he could cure his son Jerome of being a Witcher. To Geralt's delight, because this totally would have thrown many more philosophical questions into the mix, and also moral questions of, do we want to be a Witcher? Do we have the chance to not be a Witcher, possibly? The professor's plan luckily failed to achieve its desired result. This failure could be of use to the Witcher, however, for by mixing the professor's secret formula into his bloodstream, he gained access to a whole range of new mutations. These promised to make him stronger, faster, more resilient, in short, better. Geralt looked forward to putting them to the test in combat. That I can agree on. Which for now means time for us to leave the laboratory. Let's take everything that we can get. And then, well, Hopefully, these mutations will prove to be very useful out there in the wild. And of course that leaves us... where exactly? I mean, this is where we entered. Is it the exact same structure in that case? Did we just enter or exit through the exit portal? Is it the same portal? It is the same portal. And does it now link back up? You know what? I don't think we have a reason to go back there. Although it might be wise to actually possibly shut it all down. Did we find a key by any chance? Because I still have that thing down here remaining. And I am kind of curious about what the deal was with this locked chest, so... Now I'm beginning to fear that we might not be able to unlock this. No matter how badly I'd want to. Where would I find a bloody key for you? Well, for sure that won't be here. That's a mystery for yet another day.
Something tells me that surely we'll find the key to that treasure at some point. Even if it's just a simple and non-important treasure hunt. But the biggest treasure of all is now ours. A brand new set of mutated mutations. This will be fun.